This is going to be the last Freyna build video you'll ever need. I'm going to show you 2 builds that are specific to her along with external components and the best reactor to really pack some damage out against level 100 enemies, even hard mode Colossus fights. Enjoy the short clip. So looking at everything here, we are going to be using the Python. This is the build I have on it for setting 2. Setting 1 is going to be a main build that I'm working on currently. It's going to be a separate video. But the main mods we want here, if you really don't care about all the rest of this stuff, is we're going to go expand weapon charge and concentrate support ammo. The main reason we want these is because as our primary weapon, it is going to give us more ammunition for Freyna's 4th ability. That is a big deal. If you notice, I had around 80 rounds. So if you can definitely pick up expand weapon charge and concentrate support ammo, put them to the max and then just put them on the gun by itself, that's totally fine. You don't need all this extra damage here. Coming back out, we're going to look at the reactor I have, which is for the Python mounting, which is exactly what I have. And what mounting means, there's a separation between the two. So mounting means your character has to be holding the gun. If I were to come into my inventory here and swap guns with my second place and now she's holding a shotgun, it's going to say, sorry, missed skill power 100%, and it's going to lower it because she's not carrying the weapon. The other optimization condition, I can't remember what it's called, but all you need to do is have it in your inventory. Your character doesn't actually have to be holding it in order to get that skill power bonus. We have, of course, toxic skill power and tech skill power boosts of 0.2, which is completely fine. This is amazing. This reactor is leveled up to the max. You can see these 2 dots here. It's level 2, fully equipped. That gives us more skill power than the original base one. So let's say, for instance, we click on here and we look at a different one. This one's also level 100 and the sub attack is the exact same, but the skill power is going to be lower just because it's not leveled up at all. So that extra damage really does go a long way, trust me. For the external components, we have the full set of the Venom Essence. Venom Essence, perfect. You can get this from hard mode Swamp Walker. All you have to do is open up your big map, come over here to hard, face the Swamp Walker, and he'll drop these parts for you, no problem. And the reason you want these is because the set effect on them. So you get the 2 sets, so you have 2 of these equipped. These 2 don't matter. These 2 do matter, both Venom Essences. They give you a toxic skill power of plus 6.2%. And then when you have the full set of 4, the tactical rifle and assault rifle, which actually might be good for Fallen Hope instead of Python, but I prefer Python all day. Firearm attribute effect trigger rate plus 12%, which is not that good, but for each poison stack inflicted upon enemies, you get a bonus of 2% fire attack, skill power modifier of 0.7% for 5 seconds at a 30% chance up to 10 stacks, and this lasts for 5 seconds. This is dominating. This is what makes this build, okay? This is why on Freyna you want to use her 3rd ability to get that poison inflicted on these colossi or even regular enemies, and then just go to town with whatever you're trying to do. It'll up your damage by a ton. I'm telling you, trust me on that. That's going to be pretty much the basics of everything that you want. You definitely need the Python. It has a special ability. We'll go into the F1 in details and unique ability here. It's going to be the Python Instinct. On hitting a weak point, it inflicts the unique ability Prey on the target, which gives them a -1 toxic resistance. And this does constantly stack. So as you're constantly hitting weak points, you'll see the number up there constantly going up, and that toxic resistance per stack is a -1.3%. It really makes a big difference when hitting those weak points, so definitely grab this weapon if you don't already. I have a video on my channel if you're interested. I'll link it in the description and put it in an iCard in the top right corner of your screen. Go ahead and click on that and go watch that if you need to get this weapon. It is absolutely amazing, and I definitely recommend it. I also want to mention before we get into the Descendant modules that this build for the Colossus specifically, the open world, I made myself before the Colossus. It was originally created by a guy named MxgicIQ. I just went ahead and took the build and tweaked it a little and leveled it up a little bit more just to really showcase what's going on here. For the Descendant modules, okay, this is going to be the Colossus. I'll show the open world next. I already know what you're thinking. Skill Insight? Take that trash off of her. All it does is increase it a little bit. She starts at a base of 5% crit. So putting this on is kind of useless, right? Wrong. This is actually a major key into it. Okay, so that 5% actually becomes 14.5. And if I were to max it out, it might be about 14.7, maybe 15. You want the highest skill critical hit rate as possible to do max damage against Colossus. Okay, this is very important because if you can hit those crits, that damage multiplier is nice at a 2.5. Okay, trust me, you want that mod. It is not completely useless. You should not take it off. You should definitely work on keeping it. Dangerous Ambush. When landing a skill attack while the enemy is not targeting you, skill power plus 24.9%. Now I know what you're thinking as well. The boss is always going to be looking at you while you're playing solo hardmost bosses. But when you knock them down, like this right here on the bottom, on skill attack against an immobilized enemy, skill power plus 49.8%, that's where it comes into play. Because when you knock the Colossus down, you stun them for a second, you're going to get that extra skill power bonus. And that's where the major damage comes in. I'm telling, it's crazy. This is a beautiful build. Increased HP just for survivability. Skill extension so we can maximize the duration on her fourth ability and it doesn't run out on you. You see right there the exclusive weapon duration from 10 seconds to 14.6. That's major, especially when you add the extra ammunition to it. Maximize skill for skill power plus 87.6%, but the cooldown is going to go up plus 50%, 110 seconds of a cooldown to about 213 seconds. But that's completely fine with most bosses solo with Freyna. The Venom Sanctium mod, just for extra toxic skill power plus 10.2%. The critical hit resistance plus 15, I mean that's a bonus if you can avoid a critical hit, but it's not really the big play. Spear and Shield just for some more skill power of an addition of 8.1%. Of course, like I mentioned, Skill Insight for that plus 97.8% chance to hit a critical hit. We got Emergency Measures for skill critical hit rate plus 64.6%, and an increase to damage is what we really care about here. So the skill critical hit rate damage is 27.7. That's a nice little added bonus if we do manage to land that critical. Front Lines is going to be like the brother of this mod over here, okay, because it's going to give you skill critical hit rate damage plus 64.6%, okay, and a slight increase to your hit rate, which is fine. We want the most damage as possible if we manage to land those crits. Maximize power, so you're going to get an additional 96.1% on your skill power and then another 50% on your skill cooldown. Now for this mod over here, it does say 10, we want it maxed out. You can use any of these, multi-maneuvering, dual claw, tonfa kicking, any of them. As long as you get them to the max, that's going to be okay. And if you want to stretch this build a little bit longer, go ahead and come to module additional settings, assign module socket, and then assign the appropriate one to that one, and it'll increase it by 5. So you'll go from 80 to 85, and then you could definitely bump this up if you wanted to. Or even for some reason take a Transcendent mod, but for Transcendent mods really aren't that good when it comes to the boss fights, okay? I really have not seen anything here that's going to help you take down a boss any much quicker than this build here. Maybe if you wanted to throw on neurotoxin synthesis just because it adds weakened regeneration and an attack reduction if you are playing solo and you find yourself having a difficult time against the Colossus and he's just really just paying attention to you and just sniping you in perfect aim. We all know how that goes. I know it's frustrating. If you guys could drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new, we're almost at 1K subs to get monetized. I really appreciate the help. This build's gonna go crazy, I promise. So for the open world build, we have Contagion in our skill module slot, another shock punch, increased defense, skill expansion, focus on tech, skill concentration, front lines, toxic specialist, increased health points, and maximize duration. Now you're probably wondering, why did I put this in this slot if it's just going to go up in the red? Well, because whenever you use one of these catalysts to module your slot, you're going to see that they kind of just share positions all around. Like there's no really getting out of that, which is completely fine. We still make this work. We do a ton of damage. We have amazing survivability. You can take this all the way up to wave 21 in the Kingston defense, no problem. I just actually got through with it last night all the way to wave 21. My teammates left me at 18, and which is pretty crazy because someone in the Discord showed a picture of them completing wave 21 on Kingston, and he was actually rewarded a catalyst. One of these guys, like just for getting to 21. I don't know if it's a set drop chance. I don't know if it's random. I don't know if it's guaranteed. You just have to find out for yourself. But I thought that was pretty cool and worth sharing with you. Once again, thanks to the homie MxgicIQ. His build for Freyna is absolutely beautiful. I wanted to share it with you guys, level it up a little bit more, and then showcase it with, of course, all the external components when you set them all at the 4th set of the Venom Essence. Drop me a like if you haven't already. Go ahead and subscribe for more of the first Descendant content. Like I said, we're almost to that 1K mark, and with a little push, I know we can get there. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for everything so far since day 1 of starting this journey. It has been crazy. I hope these builds help you out. I hope you have better survivability. I hope you love Freyna, because if you're a Freyna main, then we're already best friends, bro. Join my Discord. I'll link it in the comment section below. And remember to stay safe, because the world without you is nothing.